Camera is rolling. Okay, let's get it. For someone who loves cooking at home, and you may or may not agree with me on this, let me know in the comments. I believe that breakfast shut up! I believe that breakfast is the most exciting meal to prepare compared to lunch and dinner. So today, it's 8 AM in the morning. I'm gonna walk you guys through how I prepare my breakfast as well as my coffee. Let's get started. First things first, this is homemade butter. Yeah, shameless plug. The good thing about making butter at home is you're not only making butter, you're making two things. Butter and buttermilk, which is this thing over here. Buttermilk. Yeah. I'm not gonna go too in detail over here, but your heavy cream, right, as you beat it vigorously, you are separating the butter from the buttermilk. The butter is the fat content, the buttermilk is the liquid content. You know, everything but the fat. Because I have buttermilk today, let's make buttermilk pancakes. Alright, let's go. Get your pan ready first, okay? Put it on the stove. You don't have to turn the pan on yet. I'm gonna tell you when to do it later. This is how homemade buttermilk looks like. So for normal pancakes, you will use milk, right? The buttermilk is going to substitute milk. 1 cup of buttermilk. I think I got a chunk of butter in there. You're gonna see a lot of wires here and there, but that's because I'm filming, okay? For roughly 1 cup of buttermilk, you're going to use 1 egg. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. It's not gonna be perfect. Haven't done this in a while. Okay, that's good enough. Next liquid, vanilla essence. Wet ingredients, done. We're gonna whisk it now. If you're thinking of buying kitchen gadgets, right, if you don't have a big balloon whisk like this, I recommend you getting one because it makes work like this a lot easier. Really get that air in there. Alright, done. That's our wet ingredients. Gonna set that aside. Now for the dry ingredients. Flour. Oh my god, you can see my slippers. 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 egg, 1 cup of flour. Some salt, baking powder, and baking soda. I really just eyeballed that. The recipe will be on my website, okay? So click the link in the description after you watch the video. Sugar for sweetness. About a tablespoon of sugar. Alright, so just mix it. Now you can pour the wet ingredients. For pancake batter, you do not want to over mix it. If you get a few lumps of flour here and there, it's totally fine. So I usually let my pancake batter rest for about like 10-ish minutes like this. So while that is resting, I'm gonna use this time to preheat the pan. I don't know if you guys can see this, but unfortunately the pan is not completely flat on the bottom. That's why it's like wobbling like that. I think it's a little bit dented already. This is the only non-stick pan I have. It's a sign that I need to get a new one soon. So I think cooking the pancakes evenly is going to be a challenge for me today. But hey, let's just see how it goes. Butter's foaming, right? I think the pan should be hot enough. Use a ladle like this to scoop the batter, okay? The first pancake is usually going to be the ugliest. So once you pour the batter onto the pan, don't touch it, just leave it, okay? Let it be. Once you start to see bubbles forming on the top, right? That's a good indicator to know when to flip it. So after about 2 minutes, bubbles are already starting to form. What? Not the prettiest. Always have your plate or your serving platter at arm's reach. Make sure it's nearby you so you don't panic and stuff, okay? Okay, I think this one is done. Transfer it to the board. Let's just cook everything else. Your first pancake will also take the longest to cook. Starting from the second one, right, they will take like half the time. Woo! That looks amazing. Because butter has a low smoke point, it can burn quite easily. So when you see that there's smoke from the pan and you can smell the butter's burning, right, you might need to wipe your pan and add a fresh dollop of butter in there. How I like to enjoy my pancakes is with a dollop of yogurt, with a drizzle of honey and a sprinkle of chopped nuts on top. You know, if I had some fresh berries, I would put them on there also. But I don't have fresh berries today. Let's dig in. The thing about pancakes, right, is even if you have some ugly ones, right, maybe some didn't turn out as pretty as you wanted them to, it's okay. Just put the ugly ones at the bottom and the nice ones on the top. That's what I like about pancakes. You can hide your mistakes. Cheers! My god, super fluffy. The buttermilk gives the pancakes a little bit of acidity, some tang to it. It's a really nice combination with something that is sweet. And you don't even have to make your own butter, okay? If you're lazy to make your own butter, just get your buttermilk from the store. It will work exactly the same way. The recipe is on the website. And now, let's make some coffee. Making breakfast is something that I don't need to do every single day. At least at this point in my life, you know, I just want to be realistic with you guys, right? But making coffee is, I make coffee every single morning. I love going to cafes. As you guys might know from my cafe hopping series, and my go-to order usually 90% of the time is an iced black. I like my coffee cold, you know, just like my personality. But today we're making a homemade hot long black or Americano. I'm all for supporting your local cafes, but I'm also a big supporter of making your own coffee at home because number one, it's cheaper, and number two, it's just cheaper. I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who loves coffee, and I just love tasting different types of coffee, you know, and learning along the way. So let's talk about beans. I usually go for a medium roast or medium light roast. I don't like dark roast. It's not a right or wrong thing, yeah, it's totally personal preference. I don't like dark roast because it can be quite harsh and sometimes it can taste a little bit like ash trays. Right now I'm buying a lot of beans from this company called Big Tree Coffee. It's not a sponsor, 50, 60 plus bucks, and this is 500 grams. I'll put their details down below so that you can go and check them out, okay? This is a manual hand grinder. I'll also put a link down to where I got this in the description. It does take a little bit of elbow grease, but it's a good workout. Somehow you can kind of like taste the work that you put into it, into that cup of coffee. I don't know, maybe it's a psychological thing, you know, you don't have, not relying on like gadgets and electricity, you know. Oh, I grind those beans myself, you know. Another investment that I made this year that I talked about recently in one of my short videos is an electric scale. It's just easier to keep things consistent. This hand grinder comes in 2 parts. I can just remove this like that. The canister at the bottom. So I'll place this on the scale like this, and then I'll tear it. This varies from person to person, but I usually go for 9.5 grams of coffee beans if I'm using my espresso machine. 9.7, alright, that's good enough. Pour the beans in like this. This is the handle. It just goes right on top like that. Then we start grinding. I've counted before. It takes me about 250 to 260 cranks to grind 9.5 grams of coffee beans. The weather today is really nice. Alright, the thing is done. I'm going for a pretty fine grind. It's gonna fill up my basket. Comment below, how do you make your coffee at home? This is just a basic temper. I'm gonna temp it. This thing just goes into the coffee machine. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I might temp too hard, or I might grind my coffee beans too finely, and the coffee doesn't pass through as smoothly as I want it to. This is what I'm talking about. Not too bad. Yeah, I got to improve on this. It could be a lot prettier. I think next time I need to readjust the grind size. Gonna add some hot water to it, and this is my coffee routine. Is it fancy coffee? No, it's homemade coffee. It's what I drink every day to get my day started. I am gonna continue to learn to improve my coffee skills. Black coffee. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Hey, by the way, what time is it? Oh my god. This is what happens when you film and cook at the same time, okay? Usually it will take half as long. Let us know in the comments what is your favorite thing to cook and eat for breakfast. And let me know what I should make next on the channel. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I think you should really check this video out where I go to the biggest 7-Eleven in Malaysia. Alright, till next time. Ciao. Alright, first things first.